Welcome to the Electoral Commission of Queensland's webinar about election summary returns for the 2024 local government elections. What is an election summary return? A return given after an election that summarises the total expenditure incurred by an election participant, total gifts and/or loans received or made by an election participant. An election summary return must be lodged even if no electoral expenditure was incurred and no gifts or loans were received. Who is required to lodge an election summary return? Candidates, groups of candidates, registered political parties which endorse candidates, registered third parties who are required to be registered, and associated entities. The agent of the relevant election participant is responsible for lodging the election summary return, and regardless of the outcome of the election, all participants are required to lodge an election summary return. Why do I need to lodge an election summary return? It increases transparency by providing an overview of your election funding and expenditure to the public. It is the law. You will receive a fine if you don't lodge your return by the due date. If you are elected, you will be immediately removed from office if you don't lodge your return by the due date. Election summary returns are due to be lodged within 15 weeks after the election, which is the 1st of July 2024. How do I lodge my election summary return? Online via the ecq's electronic disclosure system available on our website or at disclosures.ecq.qld.gov.au. What do I need to include in my election summary return? Total electoral expenditure incurred. If you incurred $500 or more, you should have already disclosed all of your electoral expenditure in real time and a bank statement from your dedicated campaign account. The EDS will automatically calculate the total value of your electoral expenditure based on the real-time returns you will have been making prior to the local government election. The bank statement should show all transactions relating to your election campaign up until the day before your return is lodged. What else do I need to include in my election summary return? For candidates and groups, the total value of all gifts and loans received, and the total number of entities who made those gifts or loans. For registered political parties, an audit certificate. For third parties, total value of all gifts or loans received, total number of entities who made those gifts or loans, and the total value of all gifts given. All real-time disclosure returns must be lodged before you can submit your election summary return. All real-time disclosure returns for gifts, loans, and electoral expenditure should already have been lodged by the time you submit your election summary return. We have another webinar available on real-time disclosure if you would like a refresh on those requirements. What happens after I lodge my election summary return? Your return will be published on the EDS. Your bank statement will not be viewable by the public. If elected, the ecq will provide a copy of your return to your council CEO. The ecq conducts compliance reviews after the election. You may be contacted and asked to provide information in relation to your return. All records must be kept and made available to the ecq for at least 5 years after the election. Where can I find more information? ecq's website, www.ecq.qld.gov.au/factsheets, specifically Factsheet 14, Election Summary Returns, the Local Government Electoral Act of 2011, or the Funding and Disclosure Compliance Team. Email fad@ecq.qld.gov.au or phone 1300 881 665. The ecq provides general advice only. Should you be in any doubt regarding your obligations, please seek independent legal advice. Thank you.